As they ventured deeper into Huccacove cave, a bitter argument broke out. Perhaps it was James's usual arrogance. Perhaps it was the tension of the narrow spaces and the cold, damp air that gnawed at their nerves. The details of what was said may have been lost to time, but the aftermath was clear. James, filled with anger and pride, turned on his friends. "Leave me! I'll find my own way out." His face twisted with fury as he declared that he didn't need them, and they did. His companions, tired of his outbursts, took him at his word. Perhaps they thought he'd follow after them, tail between his legs, or perhaps they thought the cold darkness of the cave would humble him, but they left. Now, alone in the belly of the earth, James May was master of his fate, or so he thought. The realization came slowly. At first, James reveled in his solitude, convinced he could navigate the maze-like passages on his own. He flipped on one of his flashlights and marched forward, deeper into the cave. His pride kept his fear at bay, but soon the shadows seemed to stretch longer. The echoes of his footsteps grew louder, and the winding passages became disorienting. Hours passed. His companions were long gone, and the way out, which once seemed so simple, now evaded him. He tried one passage only to find it led deeper into the cave. He turned back, tried another route, but it too led to a dead end. His confidence began to wane. The cave was vast, larger than he had imagined, and now he was utterly, hopelessly lost. His throat parched, and his stomach twisted with hunger. The light from his flashlight seemed dimmer now. James sat down on a damp rock, his knees pulled to his chest, panic gnawing at the edges of his mind. He could hear the drip of water somewhere in the distance, the slow, steady sound that reminded him of time passing. Too much time. Night came and went. Though in the cave, time was a meaningless blur. James's flashlights, one by one, they flickered out. He was alone in complete darkness, the cold biting at his skin. His thin shirt and jeans did nothing to keep out the creeping chill of the cave's depths. Shivering uncontrollably, he realized how ill-prepared he truly was. He could feel the weight of exhaustion settling in. He was cold. His body temperature was dropping every minute. Desperation led him to make a fire, a pathetic, sputtering thing. He burned everything he had left, his shirt, his knee pads, even his flashlight batteries, anything to stave off the cold. Eventually, he was left with nothing but his pants and sneakers. His body was bruised and scraped from the cave's jagged walls, and hypothermia began to take over his mind. Delirium set in. His thoughts became fragmented, and his mind wandered into strange dreams of climbing over a stone slab roof, with police chasing him. It was the irrationality of his mind slipping, the mixture of hunger, cold, and fear pulling him deeper into madness. He could barely tell what was real anymore. While James struggled in the darkness, his companions, unaware of the danger he was in, didn't realize the severity of his situation until the next day. When he didn't appear on Sunday, they had previously entered the cave again. They spotted his light in the distance but were startled when he turned it off, refusing to respond to their calls. They thought he was good on his own. It wasn't until his mother, growing concerned over her son's disappearance, informed the El Paso Sheriff's Department. By Sunday night, a search party was assembled. But despite their best efforts, 5 hours of combing through the cave yielded no sign of James. On Monday, at around noon, hope arrived in the form of Barney Foster, someone who knew Huccacove Cave better than most. Having heard of the search on TV, he ventured into the cave on his own, determined to find James. While the rescue team had been prepared to let the search fade, knowing James had a habit of disappearing for days at a time, Foster wasn't willing to let the young man die in the depths of that unforgiving cave. Foster pushed through the cave's narrowest passages, places few had dared to go, and in a particularly tight squeeze, he found a flashlight. It was the first sign. He pressed on, deeper into the cave's upper rear portion. Then, in a small room filled with large breakdown blocks, he heard it, a cough. James May lay there, on the cold stone floor, battered and broken, barely clinging to consciousness. He had burned everything but his pants and sneakers to survive, and his body was covered in bruises and scrapes. Foster gave him an energy bar and water, and slowly, carefully, they made their way out. James had survived 54 hours lost in the cave, but barely. James May was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, suffering from severe dehydration, hypothermia, and exhaustion. He was admitted immediately and treated for his injuries, spending weeks under care. During his long recovery, James had time to reflect on the ordeal that nearly cost him his life. The cave had stripped him of his arrogance, humbling him in a way nothing else could.